Okay, the last type of story problem we will do today are comparisons. So for comparisons, we're just comparing one thing to another. For example, a rope is 54 inches in length and it must be cut into two pieces. If one piece must be twice as long as the other, find the length of each piece. For comparison problems, it's very helpful to draw a picture, for most of them anyway. So here's my rope. All right, I'm cutting it into two pieces. So if I'm going to show my cut, I'm just going to draw a line through it somewhere. Should I do it in the middle? Probably not, because it says one piece has to be twice as long as the other. So we're going to just kind of draw it that way. We'll say, all right, if I cut it like right near the front, then I'm going to say one piece is X, the other piece is twice as long, so it's 2X. So this serves as my key. This little picture is all I need for my key. It just helps me label my variables. Now what do I know about this rope? I know that the rope is 54 inches. So I know that if I take those two pieces and add them together, I should have 54. So that gives me X plus 2X is equal to 54. Solving that, I get X equals 18. Now to answer the question, I come back and I look at my key. Okay, I say if X is 18, then 2X is 36. So the pieces of rope are 18 inches and 36 inches. Make sure that you go back and read the problem again, see what the question is, and make sure that you're answering the question and that you're including units for your answer, because 18 wouldn't be enough information. That doesn't tell you if it's 18 miles or 18 centimeters. You need the 18 inches, and then you need the 36 inches. Okay, Mount Everest is that much higher than Mount McKinley. The sum of the heights is 15,042 meters. Find the height of each. Now you could either do a key here, which is totally fine, or you can do a picture, or you could do both. So let's say here's Mount Everest right there, and we know McKinley's taller, so I'm going to draw it taller. I know that I know Everest is taller. I know Everest is 2,654 meters higher. So I know that distance right there is 2654. Find the sum of, now I know that Everest is equal to McKinley plus 2654. So if McKinley is M, Everest is McKinley plus 2654. The sum of their heights, that's McKinley plus Everest, or McKinley plus 2654, is 15,042. The mistake I'm going to see a lot on a problem like this is someone is going to just write down M plus 2654 equals 15,042. You need both M's. You need the first M to count as McKinley, and you need the second M because it's part of Everest. Everest is McKinley plus 2654. Take a look at that, make sure it makes sense. Okay, solving that, I'd combine like terms. I get, and then solve. Go back and look at my key. McKinley is therefore 6,194 meters. Everest was McKinley plus 2654, or 8,848 meters. Okay, next example. You have two roommates. One roommate eats twice as much as you do, and one roommate eats half of what you do. Your grocery bill was $700. How much should you each pay? Now, obviously, that's if we live in an ideal world, because no one's going to keep track of who eats exactly half of who else, but we'll just pretend. So let's say I eat X, roommate 1 eats 2X worth of food, and my second roommate eats X divided by 2, because one roommate eats twice as much as me, and one roommate eats half what I do. That's why these are called comparison problems. We're comparing one thing to another thing. In the example before, we were comparing Everest to McKinley. Now we're comparing the other roommates to me. The thing that is getting compared to is always the variable. Okay, so my equation would be how much we all eat equal to 700. X plus 2X plus X divided by 2 equal to 700. Okay, we'd solve. We can clear fractions. Remember how to do that. Makes life a lot easier. So I get X equals 200. And to state the solution, I'd go back and look at my key. So I'm X. I would pay $200. Roommate 1 is 2x, so roommate 1 would pay $400, and roommate 2 is x divided by 2, so that roommate would pay $100, and that does equal $700. It's an easy check. Okay, you and a friend go to dinner. Their meal was $6 more than yours. The bill was $25. How much should you each pay? So again, on assigning the variable, look at who's being compared to what. Theirs is being compared to mine, so I will be the variable, and they will be x plus 6. Okay, the total bill, x plus 6 is 25. Combining like terms, 2x plus 6 is 25. Subtract 6 from both sides and divide by 2, and I have x is equal to 9.5. So I would pay $9.50, and my friend would pay, oh, I didn't answer that, plus $6 more, which would be $15.50. Now, how much would you leave for a 15% tip? To find 15%, we'll just study this later. We'll study percentages, but just kind of as a little prelude, we take 0.15 times 9.5, and that would be a $1.43 tip. Oh, and there's my friend for $15.50. Just came up in the wrong order. Okay, next example. Two of the largest internet retailers are eBay and Amazon. Recently, the estimated U.S. sales of eBay were $0.1 billion, less than twice the sales of Amazon. Given the total sales of $5.6 billion, determine the sales of eBay and Amazon. Now, when you're deciding on on assigning variables, look at who is being compared to who. It says eBay is $0.1 billion less than twice Amazon. eBay is being compared to Amazon, so Amazon gets to be the variable. We'll let Amazon be A. So eBay is 2A minus 0.1. 0.1 billion less than twice Amazon. And remember, less than, that's the tricky one where English and math are in a different order. So my equation would be, the total sales would be Amazon plus eBay. So Amazon plus 2A minus 0.1 equals 5.6. Those parentheses are not necessary, but they might be helpful for some. Okay, solving, I get Amazon is 1.9. So if I go back and look at my key, eBay is twice Amazon minus 0.1. So if we take 2 times 1.9, we get 3.8, and then we subtract 0.1, so we have 3.7 billion.